Okay, yes, it's going to be one of these kinds of videos. I didn't want to go anywhere. It's been raining, storming quite a bit, and then today it's turned cold here in north central Texas, just north of Dallas. And today is April 5th. Yeah. Right now it says my SUV says it's 55 degrees. It's supposed to be in the 40 high in the middle of the night. But it says it feels like 40. Okay. And that's what inside said. The computer. Don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, it's supposed to be low 40 tonight. Then tomorrow, I think it was something like 33 in the night. This is spring, you know? So, in Texas. That's not our norm at all. But anyway, I'm doing this because, you know, I'm trying to keep a better record of my health, what's happened when and all that. But I haven't been given like the dates, and some of my videos right now are so far behind. Me putting them up, I have not been feeling well. I've been feeling great in some ways and then not so much in other ways. It's weird. But I want to keep a better record. Like I said, today's April 5th, 2025, 6:50 p.m. Before it gets dark, I thought I'd come out here and do this. But today was rough for me. Yesterday, I wasn't feeling all that great, and I couldn't figure out why. And that was Friday. And just couldn't figure out why was I not feeling. It was just a weird feeling. And then this morning, I woke up, and I was like, I had spoken to, got it clear yesterday about, finally, about what medications I should be on now, you know, with a new cardiologist. And, you know, that was before then it was the ER cardiologist. It was such a mess trying to get to where, you know, I could get it all straight. I'm serious. It was, even the pharmacist, he was laughing when I spoke to him because he said, it does not make any sense to me at all. Okay. So, and he was kind of laughing about it. He goes, I don't know. And that was, you know, I think last week. But anyway, it didn't make any sense at all. So, anyway, there was so much more to it. And then finally got it yesterday. Okay, this is the medication I'm supposed to start taking, which I was going to start taking this morning. And I did. I took one this morning. But before I took it, it said, you know, I read on it and all the information that was provided from the pharmacy. And it said to take it with food. You know, there's all the other stuff, what could happen and all that. And the other one, yesterday I took, it would be, I scheduled them to be 12 hours apart. And that one, I had to stop taking one that went with it, a supplement kind of thing. And so I got all that straight. So I started that yesterday. And then this morning, I was not feeling well before all that, okay? Then, not feeling well, not feeling well. Woke up this morning, not feeling well. And I said, you know, I told myself, go ahead. You know, I have it scheduled for 7. I think it's 7, sometime during the 7 o'clock hour. And so I made some biscuits. I was just going to eat one biscuit. I got the one biscuit and I couldn't eat it. Like, I just don't, I ate a few bites of it because I had to take it with food. And I was so tired. I was. And it's like, ugh, no. So, but I took the pills because I took the pills with the other pills I take at that time. I take sets of pills, different sets of pills during the day. And then I walked right across the hall to where I'm usually watching TV. There's a bed in there when I'm sick and all that stuff. And whatever has been going on lately, I mean, so much the past 2 years or so. And I went in there and laid down and watched some TV and all. And as soon as I went in there, I really didn't feel well. And I became very ill for, oh man, it was probably an hour or so. And that usually only happens, well, when I was on the wrong kind of, well, I'm not going to say. I'm just going to say it was, I was not well at all. And it was unusual. The whole thing all wrapped around it was just very ill. And of course, I'm thinking could have been food poisoning, because when I got out of physical therapy the other day, I went and got some, I went and got some, I think that day, I was supposed to have it another day, but I didn't. I did it on a different day, which was Thursday. And when I got out of there, I got some chicken. Stopped by a place we used to go get chicken. Got home and we ate, and I was like, this does not look all that good. And I didn't eat much. I said, oh no. And it was like 6 o'clock when I got it. Somewhere around there, 6 or 7. And he said the same thing. It just didn't look right, so we didn't eat the rest of, we hardly ate any of it. I guess we got the best pieces out of it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking that's what it could have been, or that it was. I'm thinking that's what it was. And I did not know how long does food poisoning take to kick in. You would think it was something kind of immediately, but not necessarily. Really, read up on it, and you can search it yourself. I'm not an expert on that. I don't, don't do it just because I said so. But I never knew that's how it works. I usually don't trust what I read online anyway. So ask, if it was easier to ask doctors stuff, I would do it more often. But anyway, what can you trust what you read online? But it did surprise me. But that is how it seems to work for me. For me, I have a rare health condition, so what works for me might not necessarily be the same for somebody else, and vice versa. And it's usually like a day or two later. But it could be, when I was taking a certain medication, it could be a few weeks later even. So anyway, I got really ill, and then I finally fell asleep. And here's the more funny part to it. Okay, I had finally fallen back to sleep, I guess. I haven't been well, and I sleep too much, and it's one of the blood pressure medications I'm planning on getting off of with all this other stuff that I'm taking. And I went from taking 3 different types. This, with the doctor had me on it, and it was bad. It was 3 different types of blood pressure medication. In total, it was 7 pills a day of those 3 types, to get combined as a total of 7. That was really bad. And I was really lifeless, lifeless, whatever. It was bad. And one of them I'm trying to get off totally, and I'm only taking 1 of it. So right now I'm only on 3 pills. But then that water pill works as one, and then he added another something similar. So back up again. And anyway, where was I going with that part? Yeah, it makes me really tired. And I can lay down to watch some TV, and the next thing I know, it's an hour later or more, somewhere around there, and I had fallen asleep. So that's what happened today. And the funny part, what kind of funny, was that apparently Adam was talking to me. I barely remembered it. I didn't remember it at first, when I first woke up. And then I vaguely, I first vaguely remembered, weren't you talking to me when I was asleep? He said, yeah. Because the reason I remember is because I was hungry, and something clicked in my head. Didn't he talk to me about food in the middle? But I was dreaming also about food, and about the name that I was trying to figure out, remember what that dog, that new rescue dog could be. You know, because I kept thinking, that's not it. And whatever I came up with, I said, no, that's not it. That's not it. You know. And then I remembered that. But then it became part of my dream, and it was a sandwich, name of a sandwich. It wasn't a name of a sandwich. It was the name of a dog, type of dog. And my dreams were all messed up, man. I was that bad off from food poisoning. It seems like, I don't know, I can't diagnose myself, but that's certainly what it seemed like. And anyway, so that was kind of a little funny, because then I started remembering he had asked me if I wanted some food. And slowly I remembered, I'm like, if I had been well, I would have never ordered that food, because it was chicken nuggets. It's like anything like that is the last I need right now in a sandwich. Fish sandwich. Chicken nuggets in a sandwich, a fish sandwich. Okay, no, not something I would have. Because he said, well, are you going to eat your fish? I'm like, what? You know, I was really out of it. It was really bad. But, I mean, I can laugh at some things later, but it wasn't really funny, you know, being so ill and everything. And then I weighed myself, and I'm like, okay, let's see how long that lasts. But because, yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before. To weigh myself after I've been sick like that. And it's probably just temporary. But anyway, I wanted to kind of make a video to say this stuff. I've been better since then, just fine. He was even saying, you know, just when you're saying you're starting to feel better, all of a sudden this happens. I said, I know. And he he doesn't get food poison. I asked him before, I've known him over 40 years, Adam. I said, have you ever been sick? I don't recall him ever having food poisoning. Never. Maybe once. I don't even remember that. He said that he thinks he's had it once, so we both have a vague memory of him having it once. And I'm the one that's particular, you know, and say, be careful with this, be careful with that. You know, make sure you don't do this, and make sure because he's trying to start, he's been cooking more lately and all that. I said, you can't leave this stuff out. He was going to cook something, fish, that he had thawed out, that was frozen fish, and he had thawed it out and was going to cook it there. I said, you can't do that. And I actually looked it up by brand and everything. And it says, no, you cannot do that. Okay. He was going to feed it to both of us. We got in an argument because he couldn't believe it. So I brought him over there. Finally, he came over there and read it. And he goes, oh, okay. You know. Because his mind was just all fish sticks. Fish. I would just want fish. You know, it takes him a while to say, okay, I got to backtrack a little bit. Wait a minute. What did she say about food poisoning? You know, it takes them a while. But anyway, I'm still kind of not. I'm feeling better, but it took a lot out of me. I'm going to let her leave. And we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But, yeah, it was not a good thing. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about that. Wrap it up.